it's Ike from Flipside Music, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 2 of What the F.A.Q.
And if you're in England, we didn't flip off the camera just now.
What? What's a flip-off? That's a flip-off?
Yeah, England.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Get it in you!
Get it up here!
Get it in you! Alright, well, welcome to the program. So if you guys are new here, it's a weekly question and answer show. You ask a question, we give you some kind of an answer. I know that we did get a few. We've gotten some new subscribers in over the last couple weeks, so if you're just checking us out, we appreciate you guys coming over. I know Metalhead Hippie has sent a bunch of people over our way, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, thank
you, Metalhead Hippie, and all the new folks that are tuning in.
And thanks for letting us know where you're coming from too. For all the Metalhead Hippie guys are tagging him.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm sure he's asking.
Yeah.
I think I watched the stream the other day, and he was just asking people to throw that in there, so that way we knew where they were coming from.
Sweet.
All right, well,
yeah, I guess we'll roll into it. So last week we basically asked you guys what companies you guys want us to look into, and overwhelmingly most popular one was Fuzzlord effects.
So I did email Fuzzlord, and I did message them on Facebook, and I have not gotten a response. So yeah. I don't know if he sells
Jason Johnson, I think is his name.
Okay. I don't know if he sells to dealers or not, but I did try to reach out via their contact page on their website and through Facebook. Haven't heard anything. So if anybody knows him personally, and he does sell to dealers, tell him to give us a call. Yeah, and I'll try again at some point, but I don't want to be a pain in the ass.
Well, and if you guys know that he does sell to dealers, let him know that you want him to sell it here, or let us be a dealer anyway.
Yeah, send him an email.
Because that always looks good for us. Like if people want, their product here, if we have customers asking for it, that always makes us look good too. So.
And that's happened before. We've had pedal companies reach out to us because they've had customers go, hey, the guys at Flipside carry all this other stuff. That'd be a cool place for your stuff, or you should get a hold of them. And so sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
But
yeah, that was the overwhelmingly popular.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. We would carry it.
Yeah, I think it would fit in perfect with what we do here. So
I'm ready to put an order in.
Yeah,
I'll do it. I'm not scared.
Well, sweet. Mr. Coombs, the return of our preferred Canadian YouTuber.
Yes.
He asked this week, what's the best way to combat neck dive on a guitar while playing? So while standing in playing position, I'm assuming with a strap on.
Little tiny rocks.
Little
tiny rocks. You could, technically. You could.
Yeah, just kind of like have a little rock sack.
Yeah, a little sack on the.
Yeah, and just keep adding them until it balances out.
Right. Like a gimbal for your guitar.
Yeah, like a medieval gimbal for your guitar.
You could go ZZ Top style and get the little belt with
latch it. You could try to put it on like some kind of latching system so that it can only go so far.
Right, like a click thing.
Right.
And you can release it and go.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you.
This is certainly not helping at all. I'm sure.
No.
So okay. So
real answer now.
Real answers. I would well, it all depends. There's certain guitars that do have neck dive and
I think SG personally, when I run into it the most often, at least here, are the SGs.
SGs.
Yeah, SGs are the worst with that. And it's not all of them. It's only the ones that have like the big chunky neck and then the little wee body.
Right, and I think there's going to be a couple different ways to combat that. One is don't own that guitar. Just put it down. Or just go, this is the way it is. You're just going to have to live with it. And then.
Well, I know some guys, like if their main guitar that they grew up with did that, it becomes part of their technique. Because like holding it and having the guitar sort of always resting against your hand becomes part of their thing.
I think also if you have a strap that has a little bit more grab to it,
that's what I was going to say.
That's going to be a way to be able to kind of control that a little bit more. So if you have a strap that's very slippery,
yes,
that's not going to help. But if you have something that's got a little bit of,
that's what I was going to recommend, especially
friction.
Like the suede straps. If you go for those tend to be just a little coarser than like the fine leather stuff. So if you get the
Corinthian leather,
the fine Corinthian
leather. The Cordoba of leather straps.
The merino wool straps. But yeah, actually, merino wool straps are pretty good too.
Yeah.
But no, the main thing I was going to suggest would be a different strap, especially one that's a little more coarse, just so it has a little resistance on your clothing, just so like if it does start to slip, it's got a little something to grab onto.
Yeah, and you can also, I mean, I don't know, but maybe you could find lightweight tuners, possibly, if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah, well, like with an SG though, I think it, at least when I've run into it, it's so extreme on those because the neck literally weighs more than the whole body.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if there's like aluminum, aluminum tuning keys out there that would be, that are kind of designed to be lighter weight, or have, don't put locking tuners on it, because maybe locking tuners are going to be a little bit of a heavier thing. So maybe that's a way, if it already has locking tuners, maybe that's what's making it die.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but basically just trimming weight on the headstock area is the best you can.
Exploring it. I mean, I don't have a guitar that does that.
No, I was going to say, I wonder if there is something that, kind of like those locket straps that have the, like the strap lock built into it. I wonder if there is something, like some kind of pack that literally would affix itself to that area. Because if you had something that, like, when you put it on that part of the guitar, if it added a bit more weight, it would kind of combat that.
I don't know. I mean, we should look into it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to carry it, but we should look into it.
It's so funny because, like, he asks us these questions, and then they end up by far being the most. We always trail off on
right,
these.
into like, well, let's see. It's like, if I do the math and carry the one and multiply this by pi,
well, this whole shop has been about solutions on the fly. So it's like with something like this, I feel like we could figure it out if you gave us enough time.
Given enough time, we will create a mechanism to make your guitar not neck dive.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we got Cullen James who asks us, are you guys looking forward to any of the upcoming Marvel TV shows?
I gotta be real honest.
Did you try to get in through the back?
Yeah, did I not?
Did you unlock it?
I thought I did. Yeah, let me go check.
I'll go check.
Oh, no, he's there.
Oh, hey, guy. Hey, Nico, say hello to the folks.
It's a Nico.
This is our
Hi, the folks.
This is one of the guys. This is Nico. You'll see him in something.
Yeah, you've seen him in several of our demo videos.
Are you looking forward to any of the upcoming Marvel TV shows? He's like, what's Marvel? He's like, but I'm gonna play Magic.
He's like, I love Superman.
Yeah, I heard Aquaman's really cool.
No, honestly, I gotta be honest. I don't even know. I'm kind of out of the loop on this one right now.
There's Marvel series.
Well, there was like the ones on Netflix, and now there's gonna be some new ones. But I don't know. I think they were doing one on new. I don't know. I'm out of the loop on this one, but
me too. To be honest, we would busy.
Would be
with between inventory and accounting and all
guitars and videos.
I have no idea what's going on in the rest of the world ish.
So
in the Marvel world.
So for you, Colin James, which one should we be checking out?
Right.
I guess narrow it down for us.
Yeah, let us know what we should be watching.
Smart.
I really need to make no decisions.
We did watch the Thor movies and some of the Avengers movies while we were recording, and those silently. Our music, works really great with. It's all super epic. So.
The guys next door did some of those scores.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, like the guys. There's a recording studio right next to our current shop. It's called the Consonants.
Well, there's Consonants of Sound and the Keep.
Yeah,
there we go.
And they've done some movie scores for some very well-known movies. A lot of I know that they've done some Marvel stuff and action.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest one they did was Avengers Endgame, like the last one or whatever. So.
Yeah, so pretty cool. All right. What do you got? What you got next?
Charles75N asks best Telly pickup configuration. This is certainly an Ike question
for Nico.
Oh yeah,
no, it's an Ike question.
Totally, Nico. Well, that was like yesterday.
And then Ziggy smashes his face into the mic.
Well, it was funny yesterday. The guy's like, "Hey, so what do you think about 7 strings?" And I'm like, "Hey, my buddy Nico right here is gonna take care of it." Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, I don't even play
Ask
anything.
that one.
Right, I'm like, that's one more string than I need. The only 7-string packs I have is when they give you the extra one.
There you go.
That's it. Okay. Telly configuration. I guess I don't really necessarily understand the question. I mean,
I think he's saying like what a range, like Blues Boy style. Do you want a humbucker with a single coil on the bridge? Do you want the double P90?
Like 2 pickups?
Do you want a regular Telly neck pickup with a P90 in the bridge, which I think would be amazing if nobody's made one?
What's that one that goes up case?
I like just like a hotter bridge pickup.
Okay, yeah.
Like a fatter, hotter bridge pickup,
I like the quarter pounder, yeah.
So something that feels like that. To be honest, I really like the G&L MFD ASAT bridge. Mm. Man, it's definitely a bit hotter than you get with a normal Telly, but it definitely gives you some grit when you're overdriven.
Yes. Well, and it behaves to me like, at least under gainy situations, it behaves a lot more like a humbucker in terms of the output too.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it's not as hard to balance when you're switching guitars.
Yeah, you can hear it, and it's got.
Yeah, it's got the huevos.
It's got beef.
Right. It's got the huevos. We got the huevos.
The steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs, yeah.
And then neck pickup, I like the MFD on G&Ls as well.
Yes.
So I like for a Telly, I like both single coils. But I do like them to be a little bit hotter.
Yeah.
I guess that's for me.
Yeah, like an overwound bridge pickup
Telly,
tends to be the cool thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing traditional Telly chicken picking type stuff because I can't. But that's just not really the way where I'm going with it.
Oddly enough, the Fishman set I think would actually be really good for that.
Yeah,
because
the Fluent stuff is pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's a certain setting on there, like the bridge pickup of those Charvels with the single coil, like the overwound single coil mode. I can't play country, but like I know that tone is in there.
That would be.
Yeah, like I just can't do it, but I know it's in there.
I know it's in there. I know it lives in here. I just can't uncover it. It's good.
Well, because I was just sitting there the other day and I was realizing like I wish I did have a little bit more influence with doing like. Even if I could just get the extra the claw bit, yeah.
I'm having trouble because I got giant hands.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like it's a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more.
That's true.
It takes a little bit more because I got to, it's like this is tiny already. So.
Well, that's interesting, yeah, because I bet you string spacing on a Gibson for you would be better for that, but Tellys technically are sort of the instrument for that, so that is kind of a predicament.
That's also why I like the ASAP because it's just 1 millimeter wider.
Okay.
So
it helps.
You're not stuck here, by the way. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome.
Yes. Actually, how are we doing?
I should probably
Ziggy's
open the
here.
store.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'll go open the store. Okay.
Like, you can stay. Let's all have a great hand. Let's have a great hand.
Yeah. Bravo for Nico. Or is it Brava? I don't know.
Okay, so moving on to Sean Zimmerman. Says, when a company like you do inventory, do you have to take it on your used gear also?
So, yeah,
basically. Do you have to do inventory on your used gear as well? Yes.
Yes, very much so. His main point, and he was upset at the prospect of us having to pay taxes on used gear. That was what he was kind of getting at with the extended part of his question.
Yes. So basically, the way that kind of works is, yes, we do have to pay taxes on it. All the equipment is taxed and basically until it's sold, and that's when it actually becomes an expense. That's how it kind of works in the accounting system. So when we do get trade-ins, we take that instrument, we take those instruments or those items in. Yes, we have to count them. It's part of our inventory, and then there's also sales tax on it when you sell it again. That's just how it works in the state of Colorado.
Well, I was going to say that. I think that was what he was trying to get at. Was he thought it's okay, buddy. It's just people up front. That's Mr. Ziggy.
Yeah, if you can hear some snorting, that's Ziggy.
That's not us. But no, the main point I think he was trying to get at was he thought it was BS that having to pay taxes on inventory that's used that somebody else had previously paid taxes on, only to have to pay taxes on it again when you sell it, and if it's in your inventory.
That'll keep getting taxed as long as it keeps getting sold through any type of business. I mean, the wheel keeps going round and round. That's just how it is.
Right.
So they take Ziggy.
Ziggy escaped.
All right, Ziggy escaped. He's up in the front now. Okay, so I hope that explained it. That's kind of that's our accounting portion of
accounting segment
show. All right. Also, Metalhead Hippie asks, can you discuss down tuning? How low can you go with drop tunings with scale versus string size for specific tuning? Something like if a 25.5 inch scale, how low can you go? What string would fit best in the low tuning? Say C, C sharp, B standard.
Okay.
This is something for you because I really don't do a lot of. Well, I don't do any down tuning stuff. I mean, I'll tune down to E flat on the guitar, or I'll do a drop D, or an open tuning. But I think he's in regards more to like doom type metal stuff where guys are really just, or really stuff where they're tuning down. So this is your house.
Yeah, I was gonna say this one is a good question because we get it a lot actually in house too. I would say there's sort of two camps when it comes to down tuning. There is like the death metal side of things, which like even though they're playing in like B and sometimes A tunings, they want high string tension because they want to maintain clarity and they want that snappy attack as if it was still in like a normal tuning.
Yeah, or articulation to it.
Right, whereas like the Doom guys tend to be more in like the vein of Tony Iommi. So like the whole tuning low with light gauge strings tends to be a pretty common thing in Doom. So I would say it is, at the end of the day, it's personal preference, like how much tension you want on the strings. For low tunings, I kind of like them to be just a little loose, so I actually use like 10 to 52 when I play in C standard. But
That's pretty loose though.
It is, and I really like though and it is something actually like Iommi has discussed that, and even like some of the guys, Matt Pike from Sleep and some of the other bands. There's this give that the strings end up having, like when you first hit it, this kind of blooming sound that you get because the strings just have
kind of flopping around.
Yeah, they don't have anything like immediately pulling them tight. So like the sustain sometimes can just be a lot more a lot more accentuated, I feel like sometimes, which is sort of counterintuitive. I think most people assume you're going to get more sustain out of thicker strings. And I think depending on what your setup is, it you can get more, especially those low notes.
So yeah, and I can see that now that you bring it up. Like,
yeah.
I could see where you're going with that. I could see why that would work.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of just like,
Yeah. Yeah, everything's just kind of relaxed, and it's just, nothing's like immediately pulling it taut. But yeah, so that would be kind of my suggestion, would be to determine like if you like high string tension or lower string tension, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, 10 to 52 is a good spot to start for like D standard, C standard. When you do like drop tuning, sometimes you're going to want like a thicker one on the low E or low C or whatever it ends up being for you. So like those 11 to 56 packs tend to be another pretty common one. Yeah. That way you can do like a drop string and then still have the others and like maybe 2 steps down.
And also like the Dunlop heavy core stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of fits into that too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because that way you're keeping string tension while you're going to a lower.
Well, and I was gonna say those are nice too because like you can still maintain fairly normal string gauges, but keep higher tension, which is pretty nice. But yeah, honestly, a lot of guys have to just kind of experiment because I've got customers that that use crazy like 13s when they're playing in C, and just because they're used to all that tension. Whereas I've also had a few guys in here that play just a regular pack of 9s all the way down to C. So that would be a little much for me.
I can't. Yeah. I don't even like playing 9s regular.
Yeah, 11 to 52 is actually another great pack, like the Burley Slinkies. That Ernie Ball released like over last year. That one was, I don't know, I feel like that one's almost the perfect gauge for like D standard and C standard depending on how loose you want the stuff. But anyway, yeah, 25.5-inch scale, I guess to finish off that question of how that would relate, you're definitely going to have more tension on a 25.5 scale guitar, whereas like any guitar that's more like a Gibson, even though it's, 3/4 of an inch difference.
It makes
it makes a really huge difference.
Feel.
Yeah. So like if you're playing, most of my lower tune stuff tends to be Gibson scale. So you could get away with like a slightly higher gauge if you needed more tension. But yeah, that's another part. And honestly, the clarity difference that you get, like there's definitely like the warmth gets pulled out even more when you're on like Gibson scale, I feel like. Whereas like Fender scale tends to be quite a bit more clarity if you want a little more snap to your tone, and it's kind of the same difference when you're in normal tunings. It's just everything is bigger and louder in terms of the low end.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'll stop rambling. Yeah.
Administer of string tones.
Yeah.
No, I think that's pretty. I think you covered it.
Yeah.
Fairly comprehensive answer. Like I said, you experiment with that stuff a lot more than
I
do.
It was a good 5 years of me trying different string packs, and I don't know how many strings I went through on the Explorer before I finally found what worked for me.
Yeah, and I think that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah,
is that anybody can tell you what. I mean, that somebody can guide you and say,
hey, give you a starting point.
Here's a starting point, but it really comes down to try it, right. And then also. Try different string companies because that, if you're going to do 11 to 52, you know, it might be Dunlops are great, but they don't. And Ernie balls don't feel right to you.
Right, or like
Diodarios
yeah,
don't feel right,
yeah.
and Ernie Ball does. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely try different brands and different gauges, and then kind of find that happy spot for you. You know, I think Iommi, just the whole reason he started it was obviously the fingertip situation. Right. He couldn't press very hard, so he had such a light touch, he couldn't really use heavy strings. So it kind of depends on your needs there too. You know, if you're somebody that's struggling like with arthritis or anything, I would definitely consider trying to use lighter strings. Because I even had a doctor tell me that once, just because arthritis runs in my family. That, you know, maybe if I played lighter,
I can't do lighter strings.
Well, no,
listen, Doc. No, man.
Well, I think I go pretty light compared to most.
Most doers?
Yeah, I mean, the 10 to 52, I feel like, is a happy medium. But even, like, the 11 to 52s are pretty solid. But it really just, yeah, it's totally feel-based.
Yep. And I think that's with any strings. Try them out, feel it out, see what happens.
Yes.
All right. I think that's it. I kind of hear the door opening.
Yeah, we're getting lots of dings, so.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys sticking around. If you're still here, ring the bell. It'll let you know when we're doing, when the FAQs are coming out. Also, when we're doing any of our demo videos. As you guys have seen, we're trying to put a little bit more out. We got a couple more coming up here this week-ish.
Yeah.
As soon as we get a moment to do so. So.
Yeah, we got like 3 to 4 of them in the works.
Yep. Up your back, Zig.
There's Zigglesworth.
Ziggy's back. All right, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.